Curtis.
And I'm Jamie.
And this is Tasting NC, and we're heading to a place called
Melvin's in Elizabethtown.
Jamie said she had heard about this place in Our State magazine. Apparently they have pretty good hamburgers and hot dogs, and since we're on the way home from Myrtle Beach, we figured we'd stop in and try the place out. So we're actually, according to the GPS, we're 4 or 5 minutes away from the place right now. I'll get some video and when we get there, and we're going to probably go to one of the state parks I haven't been to yet.
Jones Lake
State Park, and finish our recording there. Alright, we just walked out of Melvin's. That was a really long line in there, and I'll be posting pictures or throwing pictures up on the screen of the inside of the place. That was a really long line, although as long as the line was moving, it was moving pretty good. But now we got our food, and we're going to head on over to Jones Lake State Park, and that's where we'll actually record us trying the food. And now Jones Lake is a bay lake. I covered the Carolina Bays in one of my episodes. I would say check that out on the NC Everything podcast. But I also covered
North Carolina 242 North, North Carolina 53 West.
I don't think I've covered Jones Lake State Park specifically yet, but I did talk about the Carolina Bays. But if you're curious about what the Carolina Bays are, definitely check that out on the NC Everything podcast. All right, here we are at Jones Lake State Park, and I'll walk around the actual waterfront here just a little bit, and I'll put some of that footage on the screen. But right now we're going to try some of Melvin's famous hot dogs and hamburgers.
And Melvin's has been around for 85 years or so, since 1938, I believe.
Yeah, I took a picture of that.
And it's no frou-frou hamburger joint. Their menu consists of hamburgers and hot dogs, and their toppings are mustard, chili, salt, onions, and ketchup, and their sides are chips, and that's about it. They have sodas, Pepsi products, but don't expect to go in and get a frou-frou hamburger.
Yeah, we're going to find out what they are so renowned for here in just a minute. So what do you want to start with?
Hot dog? Or
Yeah.
do you want to do the hamburger? Actually,
It's like the sun has come out to greet us.
and it's a brown boiled hot dog, I think.
That tastes just like a hot dog.
I think they're more known for their hamburgers.
That's incredible. The hot dogs taste like hot dogs.
It's not a bad hot dog.
No, it's a good hot dog. But if you know me, or if you watch a little bit of the show, I'm 41 years old now. I've eaten millions of hot dogs, probably millions of hot dogs in my life. I've never had a bad one yet. I love hot dogs.
I prefer the Doghouse. But I like red weenies.
Oh,
Slaw's good.
let me more water there. The slaw is really good.
And I'm picky about slaw.
I'm a little picky about slaw. I'm not as picky as Jimmy. I'm not as picky as Jimmy about anything, but I do like a finer, wetter slaw.
It's homemade.
Yeah, as opposed to the more coarse slaw with not a lot of juice with it. Which hamburger mine?
Both of them.
All right, let's unwrap
I'm going to finish my hot dog.
the holy grail here. There's a hamburger. Again, it ain't pretty,
No.
but it looks good. It smelled good inside the place.
And they're really efficient in there. Like, we stood in line for probably 20 minutes, but
I'd show you a cross section, but I don't really want to destroy the burger here. But
I ordered 4 cheeseburgers and 5 hot dogs, and it was done in less than 5 minutes.
and you said, I don't know if you already mentioned on here, but you can only get the burgers 2 ways.
Well, I mean, their only toppings are mustard, chili, salt, onions, and ketchup.
So there you go. What are you doing, boy?
It's a burger.
The boys approve. They're here with us. They're not on camera, but
Probably the softest burger I've ever had.
I got a good and a thumbs up. What? What'd you say?
Probably the softest burger I've ever had.
Well, Gideon only ate a hot dog.
It was really tender.
You have one more hot dog, boy.
Holy cow! Look at me a pine cone over there.
Whoa.
Bring that here. Look at the size of this pine cone.
Size of my head.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of pine tree these are down here. That thing's humongous. Would it be unethical to take that home with me?
What did you think about the hamburger? You never said.
The hamburger's really, really good.
Was it worth the wait?
Yeah, it was worth the wait. But I would say this is a blue-collar hamburger. What I mean is...
kind of like a blue-collar place.
There's a place down the road, or I grew up eating, called Missy's in Eflin, North Carolina. And you can go all day and get hamburgers and hot dogs like this.
Yeah, but I don't know that their burgers are like ham patty. That looks actually like a ham patty.
I think this is definitely ham patty. But what I'm saying is, I grew up...
Yeah, it's messy, but...
I grew up eating these hamburgers, hot dog places. You know, I didn't grow up eating $15 hamburgers.
See...
There wasn't no gourmet hamburger. You either had a hamburger or you didn't have a hamburger. There wasn't a gourmet. There wasn't a choice.
All the way on a burger because you're putting beef on top of beef. I prefer like lettuce, tomato, pickles, or tomato pickles.
You want to know why I always get all the way?
Why?
Because, and I'm not dogging anybody in specific, anybody in particular, but places are famous for screwing stuff up. So it's easier for me to say all the way and eat it however they give it to me than to say one way or the other, don't put this, add that, and then just be disappointed when they screw them up.
There's a bug on there.
If I say I want it all the way, I think that eliminates potential for disappointment. Like a trash burger. Just put everything on it. You miss something, I'm not even going to notice.
A good burger?
It was very tender.
Yeah.
It has a really nice crisp crunch.
I don't get it. The reviews on the internet said it was a really tiny burger. I don't think that's a big... that's not a tiny burger.
That's a burger I grew up eating.
That's a normal burger.
After this, do you want to go? After this, do you want to go over there?
Throw these in trash.
Me? Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I really do think, though, the people who say this is a tiny burger, Jamie, I wonder if it's people...
Like, it's as big as the palm of my hand. I mean...
I wonder if it's people who read about it in our state, and they're used to these gourmet burgers. You know, these $18, $20 burgers where they're humongous, you know. So then when they get this, you know, even though the price point is fine, but they get this and go, oh, it's small.
Yeah, well...
It's not much to it.
My thoughts are, like, it's way bigger than a Five Guys burger. And it was half the price. It was like $4.27 for a cheeseburger all the way.
I'm gonna throw a picture of the street there. It's Broad Street in Elizabethtown. I'm gonna throw a picture of the street up there. But it is the kind of burger where you're gonna go to the hardware store. We parked in front of the hardware store, which is around the corner. It's the kind of burger where if you're going up to the hardware store to grab some nails, you grab you a couple of these burgers for lunch too. It's not a place where you're gonna go in, and you can see by the picture I posted of the inside. You're not gonna go in and they're gonna throw a menu at you and you know, you're going to leave a tip and all that. It's not that kind of place.
And some of the reviews said the burgers were small and overcooked and burnt and charred. And I'm like, they've got a nice caramelization on the outside, but they're far from dry and burnt.
The place I grew up eating is essentially a food truck with a foundation. And that's kind of what this is. It's a founded food truck.
They got to be doing something right to be around for 85 years and have a line as long as they...
Oh, yeah. There was probably 75 people in the building when we walked in.
And I know there were some people from Guilford County because I overheard them talking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all can see there's any horseshoe... over there, there's horseshoe pits.
Yeah. I mean, it's not worth the wait. It's a good burger. Solid.
Yep.
I still like that crunch. Like there's a nice shell on the burger.
I'm not eating the same burger. I'm embarrassed to say this, but I went ahead and ordered 2 burgers and a hot dog. So
you got 2 hot dogs if you want it.
I was pretty hungry. I will not be eating that sack of hot dog on film.
We'll be eating it when we get done.
You damn right. I can't believe it's out that pine cone.
Yeah.
This has got to be a special kind of, or a certain kind of pine tree. We don't have pine cones like this at the house. I know this ain't, pine cone podcast, but I know the Virginia pine, the longleaf pine, which is North Carolina's state pine tree. I don't know if these are longleaf or not.
I should have just got it plain.
These might be longleaf
for
pine.
a better.
It's one of the best plain burgers I've ever
These
had.
pine cones are humongous. I'm in love with them.
There's nothing wrong with a plain burger. I like just meat, cheese, sometimes just mayonnaise.
It was one of the best ones I've had, though.
I'm pretty sure that is a longleaf pine, though. Maybe not.
I don't generally like burgers all the way, but that was not bad.
I'm full.
We got the whole thing.
Well, let me chew up my food and I'll wrap this thing up.
I know why I don't like all the way.
Why's that?
It's extremely messy.
Nah.
And I don't like to get messy when I eat.
Messy.
Oh, my dad always said if it wasn't messy, it wasn't no good. And
And that's true, but I don't like to get
noticed
messy.
You took the words right out of my mouth. The messier the food, the better it is.
yeah.
Did you like Melvin's hot dog?
Yes.
Yeah, so if you're ever in Elizabeth City,
Elizabethtown.
that's, what was that, third time I call Elizabeth City? Elizabeth City, North Carolina is different. If you're ever in Elizabethtown and you got some time to waste, I would definitely say stop
If you're
by
on
Melvin's.
your way to White Lake or Myrtle Beach
Yeah,
or
White Lake, Myrtle
Shallotte.
Beach, or Jones Lake State Park, which we're about to go take a look at. Yeah, stop by Melvin's and get you a hot dog, hamburger, or 2 hot dogs, 2 hamburgers.